Yeah, go. My name is Christina Williams. I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas, and I'm an Indian adoptee.
My name is Rekha Fowler, and I am from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I am an Indian adoptee.
My name's Deborah Rutherford. I'm from Gardner, Maine, and I'm also an Indian adoptee.
Cool.
Good job! That felt weird.
How did you find each other? I knew that I was one of 5 other girls that came, one of 4 other girls that came. In college, Facebook was just starting to be a thing, and so I started searching names, sending awkward Facebook messages to these random people, telling them my story a little bit and saying, you know, are you this person that I think you are?
I think we were adopted together in 1988, yeah, something like that.
So I had been looking at the files that we had, and in those files were the journals from Barbara Poindexter, and Barbara was the woman who brought us from India to America along with her husband Lee and her son Kit. And so I was reading through the journals, and I'm seeing all these different orphanage names of these girls, and I thought, well, I wonder if they remember, if they think about me. I was on Facebook, White Pages, any Google search you can imagine. So I found Rekha and on Facebook, and I sent her a message, and it was very awkward. Hey, I think that we were on the same plane together, and I hope that you're this person. Write me back if you can. All of a sudden I get a message back from Rekha, and it's like, I think we are. I think this is it. And I just started tearing up because it just felt like I had found a family member. What were your first impressions of each other? This is great. Oh man. We actually met each other back in April for the first time in 30 in person in 30 plus years. Yep. And so I remember that anticipation of meeting Rekha, and my first impression was, oh my gosh, there's someone who looks like me, finally, and then there's someone who's also as short as I am. This is awesome. I grew up in a predominantly white town, and so there weren't a lot of Indian families. So to see someone who looks like me, and even from the same state in India, was incredible. And I just kept looking at her and studying her face, even because we'd had video calls and stuff, but it's just cool to see yourself in someone else, and I hadn't had that experience before.
It was very surreal. I again remember that anticipation of oh my gosh, you're almost here, you're getting off the plane, I'm waiting by baggage and all that kind of stuff. And then when we came and got Deborah the next day, it's we're finally together after all of these years and this amazing thing that happened, and we still all feel like it's an important part of our lives. So
all my friends are white, and so I've never been able to go out in public with people that look like me.
Us walking into a restaurant together, that was a cool experience because I hadn't done that with 2 other people who looked like me. It was just so cool to go into a restaurant together, and I'm we're rolling 3 deep in this restaurant, and we all look alike, and this is awesome.
Kind of having other people who are there in the beginning almost feels like blood relatives, so it's kind of that, sense of, I guess, belonging and community that I haven't had. My husband calls us Team India, which I haven't had.
So was there anything you were nervous about before meeting each other? Yes, I was nervous because, again, I've been thinking about this, or maybe fantasizing a little bit about what it would be like for us all to be back together again. But also just that anticipation of is she gonna like me? Right. Am I too weird?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have the same experiences or even the same feelings about certain things? And so there was definitely some anticipation, but mostly excitement for sure, because I knew that regardless of who we are or were, I wanted us to have a connection. So for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of times where I speak, so I think that was really my biggest worry is I'm gonna be me and they're gonna be you need to chill.
You're getting to know someone, and we had our first video chat, of course, but before we had the video chat, we were texting, it's how much do you reveal at once about yourself, and kind of
that weird though.
It was very natural.
Kind of weirdly like dating, when you start talking to somebody.
This situation with adoptees and just coming together for the first time, it's a very vulnerable position to be in. So you don't want to hold back, but you don't want to, So, and have someone be
I mean, literally, it exploded. It just went from 0 to 60 in no time, and You know, it's been mostly every day since.
It really has. Yeah.
How has your life changed since meeting each other? I wanted to find these people, and it just feels so overwhelming, like looking for somebody. It is a needle in a haystack situation. It's like, you know, people change their names or move, and plus you're a child, so you gotta kind of go through the parents type of situation. So that was amazing, and it just was validating for myself as a person to find somebody else who shared my story. I love that my daughter will ask about them, and she, you know, especially when they both came to visit us, and I think it was just interesting for her to see other people that look like mommy, and you know,
this is not just a, hey, we found each other, cool beans, peace out. It's, hey, we're in this thing for the long haul.
Even just little things, you know, like looking for our birth mothers, or, you know, people can't understand that normally. You know, they'll be, you know, great, we support you, that's cool, but they don't understand the drive behind it, or, you know, how important it actually is. So
life definitely changed in terms of the fact that we communicate with each other, but I do feel a tiny bit of sense of loss because it's brought up a lot of different things. And the one thing is that we are 3 of 5. It just hasn't worked for them to reconnect with us yet. I'm hopeful that it will happen someday.
We were together from the beginning, and I think that we should be together, you know, to the end. And so my life has changed so much, and I feel like I'm a part of something really special that not many other adoptees have the chance to be a part of, and I don't take that for granted.
You know, we're children. We have no control over what's happening, and then we grow up into adults, and so, you know, they don't ever talk about what happens